What's up, Capstone family? It is the 7th of March, 2025. This was a super busy week here at Capstone. Unfortunately, like half the team was sick for like a lot of the week. Monday we came in and it was flipping nobody here. It was crazy. It's going around. I know, shoot, since the beginning of the year, I've had it a couple of times. I think we're just pushing ourselves a little too hard right now with the market the way that it is and us staying active and busy, which is blessed to be busy. I'm happy about that. But hey, let me share with what's going on. So you probably have been reading the headlines and feeling it as well with the stock market moving in not the most favorable of directions. However, there's good news coming out of Arizona right now. And for those of you that own real estate and are planning on keeping real estate or reinvesting or investing into more real estate in the future, Arizona might be a good play for you even sooner than you think. So let me give you a couple of things that happened this week. And again, I'll give you a couple of headlines, which you can find as well on your own. Then I'll do my best to give you stuff that we're feeling here, which I think will help build another picture as well. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about some good things that happened this week. And one of those good things, some backlash ends up turning into we are getting more investment from TSMC here in Arizona. It looks like the $65 million investment that they've already put into not one, not two, but three fabs. So one fab is already producing. The second fab is under construction, and the third fab is supposed to be done by like 2030, right? Well, what they've done is now it sounds like they're going to invest another $100 million into Arizona, into this whole section of area that they've acquired up in, like, I guess you'd call that like North Peoria or North Phoenix, and they are putting another $100 million into it to build another three fabs. Why that's important is because, like, the amount of production of semiconductors and silicon and all of that they're doing up there will absolutely continue to transform the landscape out here. There have been, the companies that are super excited about hearing that are those that produce, things that need semiconductors or semiconductors. You've got, Apple, which I guess is, and arguably they say that they're the largest, company that they're using the most of the production that's being handled at TSMC right now. But you've got all these other companies, AMD, Qualcomm, that are also looking at NVIDIA. They're looking at this as well as a really good play. And again, that's just going to feed more of that supply chain here in Phoenix when it comes to semiconductors. So that was really good news this week for Arizona. When it comes to what's happening on the rental side, we're seeing it pull back continually. And again, I think we've got another couple years, but this week was one of those where if you go around the Phoenix area and you're looking at, hey, what are the properties that people could live in? What are the deals that people could get on these particular properties? There are some price reductions. There are some, and I know I've mentioned this before, but incentives that we just aren't going to offer, right? We're not going to give somebody 3 months free to move into one of our rental properties. So till we weed all that stuff out, it sounds like, from the people that know, listening to them, I hear that it's going to be another 2 years before we work through all of this excess inventory to the point where we're able to see maybe more substantial gains on the rental side again. That being said, what we're also seeing now on the buy side is substantial inventory, an increase in inventory of properties that are for sale, and not enough inventory of those people that are buying it, not enough demand. So that demand is waning, even though interest rates since January have been slightly decreasing, coming from, call it the 7s to the high 6s. Now we're at this space where we got to figure out what that looks like, right? Excuse me. And at the end of the day, we're probably going to be sitting with these properties as investments for a while. If we decide to exit the space right now, we're going to be putting our property on the market with a lot of additional inventory. What does that inventory look like and how does it manifest itself to you as a seller? Let me share. This week, we got our first, literally, this is our first multiple buyer offer, okay, since at least for the last flipping 12 years. I don't remember the last time I've dealt with one of these, but what this is it's a buyer offering to put an offer on our property. However, they've also put offers on 2 other properties listed by other brokerages. They're having us essentially compete for this business, right? And this is something that we haven't seen in a while, in a long time. But because buyer demand in certain areas is so much lower than inventory, this is something that we're seeing again. So be ready. And I mean, again, when we're talking about, when sellers are hoping to get their property sold, when sellers are expecting, hey, I need to sell this property like yesterday, really, we need to game plan that and evaluate what does that really look like and how's that going to impact you. It will 100% impact your wallet by more or less, but let's figure out what the appropriate strategy is for that so that we can really mitigate the risk and make sure that you're ahead of what's going to happen and the expectations going into it really align with what you want to do. I know that when the market shifts or when things like this week happen where we're really, really, really concerned, it's like it's making sure that we don't do something that ultimately, I don't want to say we'll regret, but this is one of those weeks where it's like, let's make sure that we're making the right decisions. And at the end of the day, like we see so much that happens on this side, we're going to do our best to give you real information to make sure that you know what the pitfalls or challenges can be from either side. So please trust that we're going to give it to you real. Other than that, I mean, the week's been banging. The team has been doing absolutely great. If you haven't had a chance to talk to Janelle, I'll give her a shout on this week. You probably saw her on the video last week. I had the pleasant experience of hearing her set appropriate expectations with tenants this week, which was just masterclass in setting expectations. I felt so blessed to be able to hear that as a fly on the wall, be able to see what type of service was being offered, and I was just blown away because that's the 5-star service through and through. So if you do have a chance to chat with Janelle, be sure to give her hey, Ed says you're doing an all right job over there. You sound like you're taking care of our properties pretty well, and she absolutely is, as is the rest of the team, but I got to give her a shout this week, just special. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Jerry, next week I'll start doing these, putting them on the YouTube here probably by midweek instead. One of our great clients has suggested that be what we start doing moving forward, so we get more views and more people paying attention to these videos. Which I don't know. Like we'll see how that goes. It could be a good thing. But Jerry, I appreciate you. Cool. See you guys.